Hello YouTube, it's Sean from the Pompey Games Room here, back with another video. This is the first video I've done like this in so long, picking up something for video software or whatever. Last one I did was probably my Elgato, my original one that I bought actually when I upgraded from a Dazzle card. Man, who remembers those? In fact, I have spoken about Dazzle card once this year in my first YouTube video review. Yeah, anyway. Wow, never thought I'd mention a Dazzle card twice in 1 year again. Anyway, sorry, I sound a bit husky. Believe it or not, I still feel like I'm trying to get over COVID. I still have a sore throat and a blocked up nose permanently. But anyway, you don't want to hear that, guys. You want to see this. This is the RetroTINK-5X Pro. Now, I'm going to sound like I really know what I'm talking about here. And it's mainly due to my internet browser being open to the left of me. So, I am absolutely useless at getting a decent picture. I'm very much just a plug and play sort of gamer. All I want to do is plug in this little cheap HDMI converter cable, which I don't have to hand, but due to the magic of video editing, there it is. Yeah, so cheap box that I bought on eBay or whatever, probably for about £11, maybe even less. And it does the job. It's great. I mean, I've managed to do things, sort of record game footage, things like that. But it's never it always looks a bit fuzzy, a bit washed out because you play around with the resolutions, you stretch the picture, trying to fit a YouTube video and things like that. Well, anyway, I do. But anyway, this thing is the latest thing from RetroTINK. So if you don't know RetroTINK, I was introduced to them via an amazing high-tech YouTuber called DaleyRetro. Everyone will know DaleyRetro here. This is very much a layman's view about how this works and what it does. I've had to sell a few things in my collection to buy this because I've gotten to the point now where if you watch my pickup videos for the past 3 or 4 years, I don't really like spending money. So a few things have gone. I have put a bit of my own money towards this, but by no means a large amount for the $300 purchase price. This is an American item, so obviously it ships from the US, so you have import as well. At the time of recording this video in November 2022, this cost me £363 to get sent. From RetroTINK Direct, you have to use a specialist link on their website to purchase this for UK shipping. But anyway, apparently this is going to be a game changer for me. Apparently. I've also preempted it because I have bought some of these from Retro, sorry, I thought I was going to cough there, Retro gaming cables. So these are better quality cables. I'm just looking to get better sort of picture outlay from my consoles, and I want to be able to play them on better TVs in all honesty. So yeah, at the moment I've only got 2 cables. I'm really interested in getting hold of an N64 or Nintendo cable that will allow me to play the GameCube as well. But anyway, so we're going to have a quick look in the box and see what we get. Now, there's a firmware update you have to do. I am very bad at these sort of things. I'm not tech-minded at all, really. I can copy and paste, and I can use basic functions on a video editing software and stuff like that. That is pretty much how far my my expertise goes on these things. So if I can do this, guys, anyone can do this. So it's basically, if you want a detailed view, probably check out some DaleyRetro videos or anyone he suggests. If you're very much like me and you just want to plug and play, maybe stick with this video because it might be useful. Anyway, so you've looked at a box for free, nearly 4 minutes. Let's open it up, guys. It's the first time I've opened it. The package said it has been repacked, so I assume that was for shipping. So first off, I have a RetroTINK card, like San Diego this has come from. So we've got some bits and bobs here. Obviously, there's a controller for it. The controller's obviously bundled in here somewhere. Yeah, really decent website they've got, guys. I still don't understand their logo, but I'm probably missing something really simple there. But anyway, yes, this arrived. It took about 7 days to get to me from San Diego, which is pretty good. I'm really excited to give this a go. It looks like I have a sticker as well, sort of throwback to Apple iPhone days or iPods, whatever. Let's move this over here so you can see. And you get this like wicker, but not wicker bag, what would you call that, sort of Hessian bag? Anyway, let's not look at that just yet. So we've got a controller here. I'll be honest, it doesn't feel the greatest of quality, but you know, I'm not really paying for the controller, I'm paying for this. So it hasn't got a battery in it either. Cheapskates, unbelievable. Pay $300 or something and you still don't get some batteries. Unbelievable. Anyway, so we get the USB cable. This is going to be really, really important because, like I said, I have to do a firmware update in a minute, which that should be interesting. So I'll tell you how that goes in the second part of the video at some point. And we get another one of these things. So I'm just going to call this a SCART converter. It's probably not. Well, it sort of is, isn't it? You know, you plug something else in and it goes through to that. But anyway, that is it, unless you like bubble wrap. So you've got bubble wrap and a bit of polystyrene there, so win-win. So let's move the box out of play. And this is the RetroTINK-5X. I'm amazed I got that right. So I'm pulling this out. I don't know if this is upside down or not, but oh, look at that. It's like it was planned. Anyway. So, already has my grubby paw prints over it and a bit of saliva there that I'm casually just going to move away and made worse. So I'm just going to put my thumb here till it dries out. Anyway, this is the RetroTINK, guys. Really, really cool piece of kit. It feels very light, but light but well built, if that makes sense. Nothing sort of feels like it's going to break or move. Let's go through some bits and bobs here. So obviously menu, I believe that when you're doing the BIOS, when it boots up and when you plug it in to update the firmware and stuff, it's that's pretty important. That sounds so simple with this video, but anyway, I believe you've got to hold in one of these buttons when it powers on, and then you get a little red light you've got to look for. I believe the red light is somewhere. I should have done so much more research for this, but anyway, there'll be some sort of light that tells me it's paired, and then effectively what I do is I can update the firmware on it. So let's go around it. So this is the main thing I bought it for, the SCART. So effectively I'm going to I'm going to be able to upscale my retro consoles. Predominantly at the moment I'm playing a lot of PlayStation 2, but I'm a massive fan of the Sega Mega Drive and some Nintendo consoles as well. The Nintendo consoles require a different cable, which I'm waiting to come back in stock from Retro Game Cables. I have two cables at the moment, which I've just showed you for the PlayStation 2 and the Mega Drive. So yes, at some point I will get those when they get restocked. There is also a bolt-on for this. It's like almost like something similar size again, where I think it's got 5 SCART slots, and you can basically plug in multiple consoles with those cables I've just showed you and leave them permanently set up, and it switches through whatever one's powered and things, and there's a little button pressed along the bottom. So I will be getting that at some point. Thankfully I can source that from the UK with Retro Gaming Cables, but anyway. Yes guys, so this is the first part of the video. Let's just go around it. So we've got a SCART here. Sorry, I've been using pen today, so I've got architect's hands, pen everywhere. Anyway, on the back here we've got the cable hookups. So we've got S-Video on the back there, we've got the AV in, we've got the SCART cables that can go in as well. Not SCART cables, sorry, the AV cables, which I've already said, so we're just going to move on. I've got HDMI out, and yeah, the USB cable there, which I'm not too sure I've shared, but anyway, yes, so I've got all that, and that is all good. That's all the good stuff, guys. So what I'm going to try to do now is actually just try to update the firmware on this, and then sort of record a second part to this video, and the third part, on a successful recording and actually getting the thing to work, the third part will be a bit of gameplay comparison, because like I said, the footage I've recorded for several games looks a bit washed out, and it, you know, when you pull it around, this upscales images from 240p to and 240p to 240p and 480i. It upscales things apparently seamlessly, and it allows you to sort of switch between, you know, different TVs, more modern TVs that will allow you to get a better picture. I'm buying this really to use my Elgato, and also just to be able to play on TVs in the house and things like that that are a bit bigger, and just a bit more comfortable than sitting in my office and playing on this stuff. So it's going to be nice to actually play. This is something that I believe has only been out on the market for, I think, within the 6 months of recording this video. But it's very well reviewed. I've watched countless number of videos on this little unit, and it apparently is one of the better ones out there. Now, I've been looking around for quite a long time to actually buy one of these units, like I said. So I'm really, like I said, if you want a detailed video on this, you'll go watch someone else. You're not going to watch my video. But anyway, now I have heard this takes quite a long time apparently to add the firmware to the first time you boot it up to update it. Apparently it's just because the amount of code that goes into it. If you have the models before this, The 2X converters, it's very quick to update, but apparently this one is a bit of a nightmare. It takes a little while to update, so I'm recording this right at the end of the working day, so I'm probably going to start it off and then just leave the office and come back tonight. But I am really looking forward to getting a bit of footage recorded on this and seeing how it comes out. So yes guys, wish me luck. So I just wanted to brag how technically minded I am. I did say there was a red light. There's the red light. This is the first time that I'm actually updating this firmware, and everything at the moment is going to plan. Apparently they say that this could take a little while to do. I've got the RetroTINK website in the background there. So this is the dialog box here that is the update for the unit. Yeah, apparently from the YouTube video that I watched actually from RetroTINK, they said that it takes a little while to actually update and it can look like it's crashed. So anyway, seems to be doing all right. So we'll see what happens. There's the red light again, just to prove that I was right. It's there. So you basically hold in the menu button when you plug in the USB adapter, and effectively what happens there is it powers on and sends out a signal. You then hit the search button there just to the right, and then load the hex, which effectively is the patch file firmware update that you download from RetroTINK. Saved it on my desktop and then ran it, and yeah, it seems to be working. And from some of the comments, apparently this takes up to 20 minutes sometimes to update, but I'm hoping to use this tonight, so we'll see how it goes guys. But all good so far. Just wanted to show you that yes, it seems to be running as per at the moment, so fingers crossed. No sooner had I stopped recording that last video, my heart skipped a beat as the light changed. I thought it's failed, but thankfully the firmware is complete, so it's all good. It should be ready to use tonight now, so I'm going to hopefully record some footage over the next few days, and then I will put a video up and we'll go from there. So yes, very, very easy to sort all this stuff guys. I've probably come across very, very simple in this video for not being able to update something so simple as a bit of firmware, but this is actually a very, very, very big achievement for myself. So anyway, yes, all good. Okay guys, so this is the summary of the 5X Pro. You can see here from the menu screen that we start off with on NHL 2006. This is from the gameplay series I'm doing for the YouTube Yobs. On the left hand side you can see my old cheap sort of £11 HD 1080p box, little black box thing, and on the right you can see the cool crisp footage from the 5X. I mean, it's like night and day really, to be honest. This game's ideal really to show you sort of the clearness of the picture really, because on the left hand side, yep, the footage is great, you know, you can still capture it with this little black box thing, but in all honesty, on the right hand side you can literally see it is in, well, it's in sort of 1080p. So I mean, it's like the footage is not washed out, it's really clear, it's really crisp, it's really easy as well to read text and stuff like that on the screen. As you might have seen right at the beginning of the actual gameplay part, not the actual sort of review of the unit, the text on the screen was really fuzzy and can get really, really straining on your eyes when you keep sort of trying to focus on things, especially if it's moving around and stuff like that. So I could not be happier with this 5X Pro. I'm so happy with the purchase. I'll be honest, I was very, very skeptical when I bought it, but I thought, you know what, unless I give it a go, I'm never really going to know. So yeah, sort of coming into this as sort of not a very, very good sort of you know, game capturer, should we say. I love playing my games, but at the same time I'm not very good at capturing the footage, as I touched on at the beginning of this video. Yeah, this box does everything for me. I literally plugged it straight into the back of the console with the cables from Retro Game Cables, which has really helped as well. I think the actual sort of clearness of the picture has really been helped with the cables. No longer going for sort of the £5 AV cables that you can buy on eBay and stuff. I mean, these cables were like £26 a pop. I think the Mega Drive ones were slightly more expensive at 34 from memory or something like that. But yeah, I mean, still, you know, it was a big sort of pump for me just to give it a go. One, like I said, because I want to be able to play these games inside, and two, really, just because you know, it's just ease. That little box, the addition thing that I can plug into the SCART of this 5X Pro is going to be really handy because I can just switch between consoles. So I think that's it now for the left-hand side footage. Let's go over to just full-on sort of RetroTINK footage and a bit of a sneak peek for the next episode of YouTube Yob's Hockey. For those of you that haven't seen this is a video series that I've asked for YouTuber participation in. We've built a team on NHL 06 and we are playing a Dynasty mode. This is the first game in the next video coming up, so a bit of a sneak peek for what happens first game against the Dallas Stars. But anyway, yeah, so watch the footage. It's really clear. I'm really happy with it. Any gripes that I've got with the unit itself? Not really at the moment. I mean, I've used it on 2 different games so far. I've used it on a WWE game, SmackDown vs Raw 2009 and NHL 06. And it's run seamlessly. It's been absolutely brilliant. I mean, the thing is, like, there's not really any moving parts in it, so it shouldn't make any noise, but it's very quiet. It's the build quality is very good. I'll be honest, it's taken a tumble already, which I winced at as I saw it head to the floor, but it still seems to be working. Touch wood. And I'm just dead impressed with it. The actual sort of BIOS with the controller that you can access, there's loads and loads of different features, loads of things you can change, different video styles, different inputs, color screens. You can do absolutely everything. And you can see why they're probably going to have to update the firmware on this so much, because, you know, as they fiddle around with this unit, and it's only going to get better hopefully with the inputs that they add on to the additions that come out in sort of regards to updates and firmware reviews and things like that. So yeah, I mean, this is, you know, the only con I can really think of is the price, but at the end of the day, it takes someone to build this unit, to do a lot of the research, to constantly update and you know, research it and update the unit itself, support it. So I don't really have any problem, guys. I'm really happy to have picked this unit up, and I am dead happy with my purchase. I'm really looking forward to the Royal Rumble, YouTuber created superstar Royal Rumble coming up, which is coming up in January, because the footage that I get from SmackDown vs Raw 2009 is just going to be absolutely brilliant compared to last year's. Again, where it looks washed out and things. Nothing wrong with the old way I used to record things. It's brilliant. I love watching YouTuber videos with that sort of footage. I'm not really sort of a YouTuber that's like, oh, well, the footage is awful, I don't want to watch it. It's just, me personally, I just wanted to do some of the games that I play a bit of justice, really. And also, you know, as times have changed, it's good to go with the times every now and again. Refresh your collection and refresh your video software and capture devices and all that. And I can see this doing me now for a good 5 to 6 years at least. I mean, that little black box that I've had has been with me probably for about 4 or 5 years minimum. So I've been dead happy. I've definitely got my use out of that £11 unit from Amazon, which it was £11. I went back and reviewed just to have a quick look at it. But yes, guys, dead impressed with this. So this has been a totally non-biased review of the, can you really call it a review? Let's just do pickup, not call it a review. Of the RetroTINK-5X Pro. This is, it's described as being a bit of a game changer, as I said at the beginning, and to be honest, it's definitely made me fall in love with the PS2 particularly. I've been playing a lot of PS2 games. Haven't yet played any Mega Drive games, but Mega Drive forms a big part of my collection, so I will get around to that at some point. But yeah, I've been dead impressed with this unit, guys. So if you've got, probably, let's be honest, at the moment, about £400 in, you know, times are difficult at the moment for everyone. I totally understand that, the time I'm recording this video. But, you know, like I said, I moved some things on in my collection just to pay for this. So I think this thing has probably only cost me about £110 all in, along with the cables. It's allowed me now to play this indoors, you know, to play it upstairs in the bedroom, and also just to play it inside, whereas before I was usually stuck in my office with my retro game setup, which is great, don't get me wrong. I'm surrounded by a mixture of systems, different games, different consoles, memories, all that great stuff. But when you've been working in your office all day, the last thing you want to do some evenings is go out and then sit outside by yourself playing old games when, you know, your loved ones are indoors, and sometimes they might want to play these games with you. So yeah, definitely a game changer for me in that regard. And also just, I think it's really going to allow me to go back and play some of the real classics. And I am totally sold on getting the N64 cable when that is released on Retro Game Cables. So anyway guys, I hope you found this video informative. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, please feel free to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Down into the corner. Crusher. Animal.